Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm having Payton Sartain on my channel.
I am the life and style blogger behind hustleandhalcyon.com, and I also do a lot of other stuff on social media and things like that. It's about styling your life in a way that kind of an it girl would, but I do it in a realistic way that pretty much anyone could do.
We're just gonna talk to you guys about our top 7 tips on how to start an online business, a blog, become an influencer. So much more than just posting photos on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And creating content, and there's so much more time, effort, marketing. I think both of us combined have some pretty good tips if you're out there looking to start your own thing.
Yeah.
So let's get right into the video. So our first tip, and I think a really important one, maybe the most important one, is to be patient.
I think the internet works like that. You think you literally post something and use the right hashtags, and then the right person sees it and automatically blows up.
Totally.
But it does not work like that at all.
And you also see other girls in our space that have millions of followers, and you think, oh my god, they got that in a year. I can totally do that. It takes so much time to build something.
An authentic following.
You have to be persistent at it because nothing comes overnight.
Absolutely. I always break it down to the day. So I'm you need to wake up every single day and you need to be all right, this is what I need to do today. Get up, you check your emails, you think about new ideas as far as who you want to collaborate with or content that you want to create, and you need to get up with a similar energy every single day. You'll have off days, but I think that's the persistent thing, is doing that for years and then it hits you, and it finally happens. But I don't find it super hard to do that because that's what I think about anyways. It's fun to think about that.
Totally. And I think it's really important to have an end goal, know why you're doing what you're doing and have that huge goal at the end of it, but don't focus every single day this is where I want to be, this is where I want to be. You just really have to do little things to get there. I kind of like to look at 2 weeks at a time, small little goals to where you want to be the big end goal. Tip number 2, collab with other people. Okay, what we're doing right now. It does help you grow, number 1, and number 2, it's really fun to meet other people in your space and to work with them, because I work by myself, so when I get to work with someone like Payton, it's a joy for me.
Literally
actually being around another human.
I that's my biggest issue right now. That's what I'm trying to do more of. I was thinking the other day, I was how do I grow from the point where I am right now? And I think the biggest thing, that popped in my head was collaborating with influencers that make sense and brands that make sense.
And I think that goes on tip number 3.
Yes.
Be loyal to your brand. So what Payton was just saying, collab with brands that fit your brand, that make sense. Because you can get deals come in all the time being work with, not calling out anyone here, but this tea detox. I'm never gonna work with someone like that just because I have to be loyal to my brand and what I personally believe in.
I think that makes sense because I get a lot of those. You get a lot of the teeth whitening, anything holding a product and taking a selfie.
Right.
For me, I just have been working for the past 3 years and literally never doing that. So if I suddenly pull that out one day, people who have followed me for a while, I feel they would be
wait, what?
They'd be personally offended.
They'd be this girl's in it for the money too.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to listen to me anymore. You know what I mean?
And even if you're gonna get $500 to $1,000 off a post like that, it's not worth it.
No,
you might think in the long run, you might think that $1,000 is really worth it for a post.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, in the long run, if you're trying to create an online business and a brand, don't collab with brands that don't make sense.
And then what happens is you pass up on those brands that don't make sense, and then a brand that you actually really like comes in and tells you that they're going to pay you $1,000. And maybe I've noticed this a lot recently. There's maybe a brand that, let's say skincare.
Yeah.
A skincare brand will reach out and they'll be hey, can you please post for us? We'll pay you. We have a huge budget. We'll pay you all this money. And I don't use their skincare. I have no interest in using their skincare. If they gifted it to me, I wouldn't use it because it has gross stuff in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I passed up on that opportunity, and then I had an opportunity literally the week later with Kopari Beauty, which is a company that I am obsessed with.
Yeah.
I literally live with Kopari, and so when I got that, I was if I would have taken that other deal, it wouldn't just doesn't make any sense, and I would have missed out on something amazing.
Totally.
So I think it's really smart to hold off on like
100%. And brands notice when you don't collab with brands that don't make sense. Always be authentic. So that also goes, what tip are we on? Are we on 4 or 5?
4.
We're on 4. Tip number 4, I personally believe it's great to do work for free as well. Not always do the paid jobs that make sense, but in any business that you're creating, you're really not going to see revenue within the first year.
If you want to start your own business, you're not expecting to make a lot of money. Blogging, it's one of those things where you don't have to invest a ton of money in it, so it actually ends up being like much better for your bank account.
I mean, I just started getting paid for my collaborations and brands maybe 6 months ago. So I almost did free work for 2 years, which is hard to take for your ego because you're doing so much work, but it's necessary to grow.
It's absolutely necessary, and I think it's some of those things where if you're starting with a smaller following, because like you started with you have a pretty substantial following now. I feel like you could have gotten paid a lot earlier, but you kind of like noticed the grindstone. I'm gonna like figure this out first. But I think that it's really important to work free with companies that you actually like, because then you get on their radar. And when you, let's say, for example, my personal experience with this was Urban Outfitters. So I started working with Urban Outfitters about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago now. They didn't pay me anything, but I loved the product, and I was like, of course I'll wear this.
And I love Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear this. So I
sponsor this video.
Yeah, please. I'm obsessed with them, so I've always worn them. So I was like, this is very on brand. I want to work with them in the future. So I took the time and I invested like time and money in creating content for Urban Outfitters for free, because I was like, this is gonna pay off in the end. Ended up getting a number of sponsored posts with them per month, and then now I'm like an ambassador to the same clothes that they wear them. But it's just like,
and also I'm sure other brands saw that and want to work with you because you create such cool, amazing content. And so that just got probably you on the radar for other brands, not only for them too.
I think in the beginning, and you were smart about this, like we just said, start with like, don't pay attention to the money part. I would say for the first like year, especially,
it's hard too.
It's so hard, but it's one of those things that if you can do it and not like bring in the money aspect, first of all, it cuts out so much of the BS that you have to do, like all the paperwork and things like that. And it lets you focus on the brand that you're trying to create. You can like really zero in on what you want to do, what you're about, without worrying about the payment stuff. So I think it's really good to have that like solid infrastructure, so you know when you start getting paid what your content's going to look like. The brand knows what it's going to look like. People are already reaching out to you. There's a demand for you to work with brands, and you can really narrow down the brands you're going to work with.
Tip number 5, and Payton actually was my inspiration. She doesn't know this, but like a year and a half ago, we were sitting at a brunch together, and I just graduated from college. We graduated the same year, and she moved to LA, and I remember her just being such, I mean, the name Hustle is in your blog, so she had such great hustle, because she told me that she would just email a lot of brands at night, you know, set her standards and set her rates. I'd be like, oh my God, you emailed that many people? And it was really inspiring and really motivating to hear that she hustles so hard for those deals, and she hustles to like grow her business.
Really what I learned in the beginning of my like blogging life, I guess, was you don't get what you don't ask for. Like brands are gonna reach out to you when you get big. They might notice you here and there. Like I have a lot of friends that I'll look at brands they're working with and be like, oh my God, I want to work with that brand, but like the brand doesn't know you exist. You know what I mean? So reaching out to brands via DM, via emails if I could find them, and being like, hey, I love your product. I love like your brand identity. You know, you say what you like in their brand, and you make it very personal. You're like, I would love to work with y'all in any capacity, because there's always a possibility that they could reach out again. It does put you on their radar.
I have emailed over 3,000 brands. Maybe not that many, but I probably heard back from 5% of them.
Don't expect a reply. If you have an idea for a brand, get on Keynote and be like, this is my idea for this. Like, it's almost like a pitch. You would do in a business setting. Like, you put in your little media kit, you insert it into the pitch and say, this is all my numbers, but more importantly, this is what I think we should do, and I think it'd be so fun to do X, Y, Z.
Tip number 6. So this one is a little bit easier said than done. Why is it so hard for you to say? This one's easier said than done. Don't work with shysters, and don't be one.
Yes. And I think this goes for brands as well. Don't work with brands you feel like you're being taken advantage by. 100%. There are people out there that want to be where you are, which is like, I mean, obviously, if you're doing well, like people do want to be where you are, but they will try to reach out and be like, hey, like, can we do this together? Can we go you know, get coffee, can we go do something, because they want to be around you, which sometimes can be totally innocent. It can be like, please tell me what you know.
Don't block everyone from your life.
Yeah. It can be so great, but like there are some people, you know, when you're approaching them that you're like, I feel like this negative vibe about this, and I feel like you're kind of using the situation.
And then off of that, don't be one of those people.
Yeah.
Because in the small blogger world, there's over
but
a million bloggers.
Los
Angeles, in every city that you're in, there's going to be other bloggers. If you do want to collab with someone, be a good person to work with.
Yeah.
And I know that shouldn't be even a hard thing to say, just be a good person in general, but really don't use people, and always be a good person.
Don't be a moocher. Do not do it.
Yeah.
Don't let people mooch off of you, and don't let brands mooch off of you. So you never want to walk away from a collaboration with an influencer, a partnership with a brand, feeling like you just got taken advantage of, or like you're sneakily taking advantage of them. Like you always want to be proud of the things that you're doing and the work that you're doing and the people that you're working with.
Tip number 7. What was it? Quality over quantity. Don't post 100 million times. You really want to make sure that what you're putting out there to the public is quality content and stuff that people want to see.
Yeah.
I always say it is, I'm gonna put out something there that people want to see, or stuff that people are gonna tag their friends in.
I think that's shareable.
Shareable.
I think too, if you, some people create content really consistently, and they're like up every day. I spoke with a girl on a recent trip I'm on, and she was like, yeah, I wake up every single morning, I do full hair and makeup, I go out and take a photo on my Instagram on her iPhone. And I was just like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
I can't do that.
If I have to put on makeup for like 3 days in a row, I freak out. Anyways, I would say that you need good quality content. Takes time to create. So put in the time, go slowly. And me and my roommate, who's my photographer, are just talking about that right now, because we've always been kind of good at that, but then you get kind of caught up and you're like, crap, I have to post a picture every day.
Right.
So we just talked about this morning. We were like, we really need to carefully curate the images that we're sharing, and we really need to make sure that, especially when working with a brand, I don't have a product that I'm like holding and I'm like, here's the product that I'm using. Let's like use the product and let's make it like a super creative image that the brand is going to like die for and hire us again. Right. Sit back and create quality content so you're proud of, again, the work that you're doing. You're proud of putting it up online, and you're like, okay, this was something I feel great about.
Well, thank you so much to Payton for coming on my channel today and talking with me about how to start your online business. And those were our 7 top tips on how to be a blogger, be an influencer, even though we hate the word, and how to be a go-getter online. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to follow Payton. I'm going to link all her stuff below this YouTube video, her Insta, her YouTube, her blog, which is super dope, and her graphic designs are amazing. So go check it out, and I will see you guys later.